Hello makeup lover and welcome to my channel. Or welcome back if you've already been here before. If not, my name is Malene. I am a Danish makeup artist living in Barcelona in Spain. For today's two different looks, I pulled out these two guys here. It's the I Need A Nude palette from Natasha Denona and the Roxa palette, also from Natasha Denona. And I pulled these two out to make some looks because I want to show you that you don't have to stick with one palette. You don't have to make all purple looks. Just if you have Roxa and you want to do something purple, you don't have to make it all purple. You can just use it as a pop of color to make a more neutral and subtle look a little bit more interesting. So if you want to see how I did these two different looks, keep watching. And you can even see me put eyeshadow on my lips. Yeah, you can totally do that too. So, of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to tell me if you remember to mix and match and have fun with your makeup, then let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. It will be awesome to have you join. Now, let's go ahead and do some neutral with a pop makeup, shall we? With my soft shader brush from Sonia G, I dipped into the sheen color from the I Need A Nude palette, and I'm going to use that here under my brow, just to highlight this part here. Dipped into the mesh color from I Need A Nude palette with my Blender Pro, and I'm just going to use that here as a transition shade. So I'm just going to tap it on, so it is just very light. And by the way, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow primer. I am just wearing a little bit of foundation, and that's it. And I'm just going back and forth and also in circular motions. Dip the tip of my mini booster into the tender shadow, and I am mainly going in here where my crease is, where the socket is, call it what you want. And I'm just trying to create an illusion of a little bit more depth. And like I almost always say, when you do the makeup, remember to look straight into the mirror, like you meet other people on the street or wherever you go, so you can see how far up the shadow is going, and to see how you need to work with that. Because a lot of people, they just sit with their eyes like this, and then when they're done, it's like, oh, holy shit. So keep that in mind. Do that to help yourself not having to try and correct a mistake, because easier to put on more color or to intensify a look rather than trying to tone it down. Build a pro and a little bit of silhouette. And I am just placing it here on the outer part of my mobile eyelid. And as you can see, I'm just tapping it on ever so gently. And then I'm going inwards a little bit and up just a little bit so there are no harsh edges. Dipped my soft shader brush into Mia from I Need A Nude, and I'm just going to place that here in about like 1/3 of the mobile eyelid here in the inner part. And then I'm going to blend it into the middle. I just wanted to give this wet look effect. With my Builder Pro, I dipped into the Concord from the Roxa palette. So now we're going to put on some color. Well, brown is also a color, but it's more like more natural, neutral color. We can use a little bit more. A little bit more Concord on the same brush. Let me see where I got it. Okay, here we go. Now you see it. Now you see it, and now I can feel I have a little bit of fallout under my eye, but that's okay. I can fix that. I can live with that. Dip the tip of my flat definer brush into filigree, and I'm going to use that as an eyeliner here under my eye. Just making sure that you can see what I'm actually doing. And as I said, I just dipped the tip into that, so I'm just using the tip here, and I'm just going back and forth. Like so. Brushed off the color and dipped my flat definer brush into Phoebe from Roxa. And I'm going to use that as a highlighting shade, just to give it a little bit more purple, but not super purple, because this is actually very, very light. Like, it's a little bit gray, it's a little bit beige, but it still has this purple color. Back with a little bit of mascara. And so far it's fairly neutral. It's very day friendly, I would say, but it has this lovely pop of purple. I think I'm gonna give this eye look a subtle false eyelash. And this is it. This is the first look with a subtle false lash, I would say. I'm now gonna go on to the second eye. For the second eye, I'm gonna start with a little bit of Mia under my brow as a highlighter. Just like this. On my Builder Pro, I dipped into, no, sorry, Blender Pro, of course, I dipped into Stone, and I am just tapping it on here, as I did with the first look. This is just a slightly darker color, but because I just basically dipped my Blender Pro into it, and I'm going in circular motions and back and forth like this, it doesn't appear that dark, and that's exactly the point. I am gonna darken this. I look up, so I dipped my, what is it called? Mini booster. Jesus. Into the silhouette from I Need A Nude, and I am just placing that here in the crease, the eye socket, or whatever you want to call it, or globelinje if you're from Denmark, or cuenca if you're from Spain, or a Spanish speaking country. La cuenca. So I'm just going back and forth, and I just remember to check in the mirror how it looks when I look front on. Dip my Builder Pro into the Eclipse, the eggplant shade, or aubergine as some might say. And I'm placing that here in the outer corner. And I am just doing the same as I did on the other eye with the chocolate brown shade. I am just tapping it on. And then I am moving a little bit inwards, just a teeny tiny bit, not very much. And because this is a very dark color, I really want to be careful that I don't, by mistake, put it too far down here, because that would not be so good for my eye shape. On my soft shader, I dipped into the Stargirl from the Roxa palette, and I'm putting that on the rest of the lid here, just to really brighten that up. A little bit of velour on my soft definer brush, because I want to give this look some color without it being like purple purple. Not that there is something wrong with the purple look. I love a purple look, but sometimes you just want to give it like a hint of purple and be a little bit more neutral, and you can totally do that. Back with a little bit of mascara on, and this is what it looks like so far. I'm also going to give this look a subtle pair of lashes. And this is the second look with some false lashes on. I'm now going to zoom you out so you can see what the two different looks look like with a full face of makeup. And this is it. These are the two different looks with a full face of makeup and now with some glasses on. So I think it turned out fairly well. You have the neutral, not so out there looks, but with a little bit of pop of color. And I really like to do that sometimes because sometimes I feel like I don't want an all purple look or all red look or all pink look or all green look, whatever. And I want to incorporate a little bit more, or I want to tone it down a little bit. So sometimes I feel like a neutral look, but I want some pop of color just to make it a little bit more interesting. So these are two different versions of how you can do exactly that. So if you have the Roxa palette, don't panic and don't just only pull it out when you want to do a violet purple look. Pull it out when you're doing some more neutral, when you're doing some green look, whatever. Just have fun with it. Have fun with your makeup. That's what it's all about. And always play with your makeup also. I highly encourage you to do that. If you have a day off or something and you don't know exactly what to do, then do some makeup and try to experiment so that next time you want to go out or you want to do something special, then you have already tried some things that might not have worked if you didn't try it before. Or yeah, just have fun with it. On my face, I am wearing the House Labs foundation in the 160. On my cheeks, I am, on my face in general, I have on a little bit of the Nude Honey bronzer from Pat McGrath Labs. And as a blush, I am wearing the orange peachy leaning color from the Bridgerton 2 palette. You know, the big round bulky one where there are 3 blushes in the big formula and a highlighter. I did not put on any highlighter today. I totally forgot that except from a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And on my lips, I am wearing Sorry Not Sorry. It's a Luxe Trans lipstick from Pat McGrath, and unfortunately, it's discontinued. I really, really hope that Pat McGrath brings back something similar because that formula is just awesome. I put on a little bit of Dixie eyeshadow from the Roxa palette. I'm just going to put on a little bit more just to give it a little bit of more color, more fun. So it's going to be a little sparkly. I'm just going to move a little bit so you are maybe able to see the small specks of glitter. But anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to tell me if you remember to mix and match and play with your palettes and give your looks a little bit of pop, or maybe try and incorporate some of the more daring palettes with a lot of colors into some of your neutral looks, then let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. It will be awesome to have you join. Lastly, I want to thank you so much for taking your time out of the day to watch this video, and I hope that your day will be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much and see you soon. Bye. Mwah.